This morning on Breakfast, we're looking at graffiti. The big question, is it art or is it vandalism? Do you know how much they spend in New South Wales? We spend each year on graffiti $100 million. That's how much it costs the ratepayers, the taxpayers, you and me. Joining us now out on the street where you do this kind of thing is R.J. Williams, street artist. Juliet Barr joins us as well, local business person and, surprisingly, advocate for street art. And Luke Cornish, I would point out, is standing on a council chair, is an artist who's working at the moment. Juliet and RJ, welcome to the program. The big question is, art or vandalism? RJ, where do you draw the line?
I guess, really, I'd go back to your statement about the council bench and make the clear statement that that's public space and he should be allowed to use it for whatever the hell he wants.
Juliet?
Well, as long as you have permission to do your art, then it isn't vandalism.
And that's the key, isn't it? I mean, you're a business person and you have people tagging on the wall of your business regularly.
Yeah.
It costs you money in insurance, it costs you money to remove. Why is that not okay, but you think street art is okay?
Well, I mean, no one asked me if they could tag my wall, and I would have said no. But you know, I have other places where if someone had asked me, I do have room for a piece, as long as it's a nice piece.
Yeah, well, therein lies the trickiness, RJ, isn't it? Because some people would look at graffiti and say, definitely that's art, I love that. And other people will look at it and think, how much is it going to cost me to clean that wall off?
Yeah, of course. Well, I guess it's just identifying the difference between vandalism and art, I suppose.
So isn't that definition, though, coming back to what Juliet says, isn't the definition whether you are allowed to use that section of wall or whatever or not? That surely must be the difference between graffiti and art.
Yeah, surely it is. Although then there's a lot of really big things have happened in street art that aren't legal, like the modification of billboards by Ron English. A lot of Banksy's works sort of played on works that have been in illegal places, but they've sort of, I don't know, had an impact on people's thinking and really changed their day in a positive way, and therefore it can't be defined as anything but art, even though they were placed there illegally. Tell
me, RJ, what you make of tagging. I mean, is tagging giving you guys, who already had quite a bad name, an even worse name?
I think tagging's been going on pretty much since caveman times. You know, people have always marked out their where they go, or you know, so I guess in its current form, and its greater perception is that it's vandalism. But I think, like anything, given the right outlet, it can also be beautiful. They did a massive wall of tags at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Los Angeles this year, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It looked like a giant pair of board shorts. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, giant pair of board shorts. Look, yeah. RJ, Juliet, Luke, thank you for joining us. We're going to come back to you later on, because I know you're going to get involved in a major work of art for us, so we'll catch you back a bit later. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, great to have you with us for breakfast this Thursday morning. Now, this is graffiti, or is it art? The artists, for want of perhaps a better term, will have us believe that this is all art and none of it is graffiti. We were talking about it earlier this morning. We've actually commissioned our own artwork at breakfast, and we will be revealing that before the end of the program this morning.
It's legal.
Well, and I think that was what I was trying to get across earlier this morning when I was having an odd conversation with a graffiti artist. I think the difference between graffiti and art is when the graffiti is legal, when it's like here, when it's on a wall that has been provided for street artists, then it is art. I'm not sure about that.
No, the roller door, I think, is part of the
I mean, that's tagging. That is just tagging.
But you're right, there is a problem, particularly with trains in tagging, and it costs ratepayers and taxpayers a huge amount of money.
It's ugly as well. I find some of that legal graffiti as actually artistic. I enjoy looking. And one of the artists there today has just become a finalist in the Archibald Prize.
Which is extraordinary, the first one ever.
Yeah, but not for graffiti, for actually a legitimate painting.
Well, it was tough to get the wall into the gallery.
Yeah. I'd like to know your view on this, because the thing is, I think these people are to a large extent the scourge of the earth. And in New South Wales, it's estimated it costs $100 million a year to tidy up after these little Rascals. So what's your view? Is it art? Is it vandalism? Because you're paying. If you're a taxpayer, and aren't we all, we're all paying to have this stuff scrubbed off in areas where it isn't allowed.
Yep.
Or do you own graffiti art in your home? Because it's a very popular art to have. Banksy, of course, the English artist, shot to fame when Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt bought some of his work in New York. And, you know,
but that
it's
is
worth
art.
millions and
That
millions
is
of
art.
dollars. But it stems from usually
A culture.
street graffiti art.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you're the business person who's paying your own money and
Yep.
putting your own effort into scrubbing it off,
Yep.
if these people are hurting your business and hurting you in the pocket, they should be locked up.
It's better than the beige, but...
Or fined.
All right, on news that New South Wales spends $100 million a year cleaning up after...
I still question that
It's a
number.
lot of money. Well, I can
So
understand
big.
it. No, I can understand it. $100 million a year just cleaning off graffiti. We decided to commission our own this morning and talk about it with a couple of artists, Luke Cornish, R.J. Williams and Juliet Barr, who joins me now. Juliet, you're a business person. We talked to you earlier this morning.
Yes.
You're a strong advocate of legal graffiti as street art, even although you
Yes.
spend a lot of your own money removing graffiti from your business.
Yeah, well, I'd like to channel the energy of young people into doing something more productive than tagging. And they can do artwork on, once they have permission to put it on a wall, they can take the time and do something really good that the community
Yeah.
can enjoy.
How about if they just went out and got a job? Would that be another thing they could do?
We'll get a job as well.
All right, well, let's have a look at what we've commissioned. I'm saying commissioned. Are we paying any of these people? Luke Cornish
No.
has stencilled a warrior. Now, honestly, Juliet, would you want that on your business or staring at your business from across the road?
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind anything done by Luke Cornish because he's a finalist in the Archibald Prize this year and he is welcome to put a warrior on the front of my business.
It is a class. It's a class act, I've got to say. It looks a bit grim,
Yeah,
but it's a class
he's
act.
very, very talented.
All right, well, now this is instantly recognisable because R.J. Williams has prepared on the window of this obviously friendly shop our own piece of graffiti. R.J., what have you got for us? Oh, fantastic.
Look at that.
Hey.
Now, don't throw those stencils away, R.J., because we're going to get you to paper the town.
All right, so that's what I'll tell the police when they catch me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You told me to do it.
Yep. Well, Channel 10 told you to do it. Yeah, don't
You
specifically
guys have
use
got a
my
great
name.
legal team too, right?
Yeah, we've got
sure.
fantastic lawyers and they're just waiting for something to do. And I think you could have
I've been
nailed
looking for this sort of support for a long time.
How prolific are you, RJ? How many of those can you do in a day?
Look, if your legal team's going to cover it, I can do thousands.
Do you know what I'm sure they will. Just take it from me. What's the thing between the two logos there? Is that like your own tag? Is that your own little thing?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I think it's shared by a lot of people. It's one of those things. If it was meant to be easily understood, it'd be written in plain English.
Yeah.
How do you interpret it? What does it mean to you?
Wow, the difference between me and we, the golden ratio that challenged Pythagoras and all those guys
That's
for a
what
long
I thought
time.
too when I saw it.
It's a symbol that transcends art and engineering and science.
Like the Masonic Lodge, I suppose, something like that.
Yeah.
You'd be quite proud of that. What are you working on at the moment? What's your biggest project that you've got on at the moment?
West Side's definitely our biggest project at the moment, and really just doing a whole bunch of events that engage community. And probably the most exciting thing is going to the Archibald with Luke as his arm candy.
Absolutely.
His arm candy. I like that.
He attracts them. All right, R.J. Williams, thank you very much for joining us. Luke Cornish, obviously, and Juliet Barr, thank you very much for your time. And
Thank you very much
just
for having
get it
us.
cracking on now, guys.
Yeah, that'd be
I want
great.
to see at
No
least
worries.
100 more of those around about the place. I mean, if we're spending 100 million anyway getting rid of it.
I figure you might be getting in trouble today, Paul.
There's more to come.